we are getting ourselves a nice early start here this morning. And no, it is not pizza day. So some of the viewers were kind of disappointed that pizza day might be over. Well, it may be taking a bit of a back seat for a few weeks, but I think I will be making a pizza again. We will still do something for pizza day. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll probably be something on the line of what yesterday was when I had the salad bowl. Anyway, here's what's happened. I was reading my comments yesterday, and I get a comment about popcorn, and I was thinking, yeah, I haven't had popcorn for years and years. I used to eat a lot of it, and there's no calories in popcorn. I could, so I thought, now where's my popcorn pumper? And the last place I remembered seeing it was down in the workshop, stuck under my workbench. So, and this goes back years ago. So I went down, and sure enough, there it is. And I dusted it off, cleaned it up. It was in a box. And in the box, there was a bag of popcorn. And I'm thinking, well, this popcorn's pretty old. It's probably not going to pop. So anyway, I check it, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a date here, and if I'm reading that right, it's 2006 December. Now I don't know if that's when it was manufactured or packaged rather, or if that's the best before date. At any rate, it's a long time ago, and I know it was many years ago that I was making a lot of popcorn, and I really like it. I like it just even plain. So anyway, I take the this thing is the top that goes in the top of the pumper. You probably got one almost exactly like it. Anyway, and I pour in some popcorn, and actually I pour in exactly that amount. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, if I had that much, the thought is going through my mind, there's no calories in popcorn, but I'm looking at this corn, and I'm thinking if I had that much in dried beans or rice, there'd be quite a bit of calories. And so I take the bag, and I look at it, and where is it here? Calories. Okay, this is the French side. I can't read that. I'm ashamed that I can't read French. Anyway, you probably can't read it too good here, but it says that there are 180 calories in 50 grams. So that means there's 360 calories in 100 grams. So that means that each gram has 3.6 calories. So I thought, no, is that right? So I went online and I found a site that was even worse. I think it said it was 370 calories in 100 grams. So I'm going to go by this one. It's lower. Anyway, so I had 83 grams here. This is 83 grams. I've remeasured it just to show you the amount. And 83 grams at 3.6 calories per gram. So that's 299 calories in this much popcorn. Now, I got to admit, it did make a pretty good-sized bowl full of popcorn. And as the old ad says, most every kernel popped, too. So I was surprised for this old popcorn that it still worked. Anyway, yeah, 299 grams. Isn't that about the same amount as that little tiny piece of pizza that I had? Now, mind you, there was no salt in this. I didn't add any salt or flavoring, anything like that to it, so I wasn't getting the sodium content that I'm not supposed to have. So, I just thought that was kind of interesting. Now, about our model hood here, and before we have the rollback. Okay, I finally got our popcorn mess cleaned up here. And the rollback starts out, if I remember right, something to the effect of, well, I got it. And then afterwards, I realized that I didn't really talk about how I got it. Now, what I did not do was what you see me doing right here with the helping hands, and that's what the impression you're going to have. No, what I did was I used a pair of tweezers, and I held it as still as I could so that the top of it was in the right place on the rail, and it was more or less in the right place on the side of the ship. And then I put a little bit of CA thin on the rail, joined it together, and then once it froze that way, I was able to reinforce it on the sides. Anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. I did not use the helping hands, and I thought I should mention that because I do not plan to do the other side on camera. We'll just do this one side, as I mentioned in yesterday's episode. Or was it in the rollback? I can't remember anymore. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just roll back, and you'll see how we got to this place. Okay, I've got it on, and I believe the CA glue is cured now, and it is not glued where those little feet go into the brackets. It's just sort of sitting there more or less where it's supposed to be. You can't really see it, that they're not exactly the way they're supposed to be. It is glued to the side of the superstructure, just right at the where the bottom rail would be, and you might be able to see that I'm going to have to repaint with the number 22 right in here, and also right in here, and then probably with what was it, the 66 or the 77, the darker gray, just across the top here, get rid of that glinting. And I was going to actually do that, and then I thought, oh, okay, and while I'm doing that, then I may as well, with the 22, I may as well get around here, and also around here. But then I realized that over here we have to put a ladder. Now I spent a minute or two going through the manual trying to find out, how is it that we're supposed to fasten the ladder from this davit. I'm pretty sure that's what this davit is for. I imagine this davit was probably for lowering stuff into these hatches. I'm just guessing, I don't know. But this one here, I'm pretty sure is supposed to be to help hold the ladder up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can glue the ladder in place here at an angle like this, the way it's supposed to go. It's supposed to rest right on this little ledge that you can see here. How much of this on camera I can do, I don't know. I was going to try and do this on camera, and it was just too awkward. I had to keep moving my head back and forth, and the camera just would have been in the way here. Anyway, we got it at arm's length. It actually is going to look pretty good. Nobody's going to know that those little feet that had to be bent are not in those two brackets underneath there. Nobody's going to be able to see that. Okay, let's see if we can get this ladder in place this evening. Now this is the ladder that we have to put on the side of the ship. One of the viewers had commented and was reminding me that I have to bend the railing out a little bit. That I'd sort of, I guess I'd squashed it in. And I think it was also that same viewer that mentioned that it might be a good idea to fasten the little bracket that goes on the bottom of the ladder. You can see the little holes that it kind of clips into. Before I glue it on, and I had commented or replied back to him that I had checked already for that and I didn't see it. Now I've taken about 5 minutes here, and and I've gone through all the frets, and I cannot find it. I know that the Bismarck had it. Does anybody that built this ship remember that they were missing in their kit as well? Or is there another fret somewhere and they're stuck on it? And I don't think so. I'll look around. However, I have found extra parts. For instance, the real obvious ones are things like this big long ladder here. Now, it's the same ladder as two that we put on the ship already, and I checked, and they're both there. So this must be an extra one, or it's possible I've missed a ladder, but I don't think so. But anyway, about those little brackets, I don't know. I think what I'm going to have to do is mount this on the side of the ship, and then maybe what I could do is take and drill out the hole so that I can easily get easy line through there, so that I can run something up to that davit so that it looks believable. Otherwise, it's just going to be hanging there like that. Just hanging on by this. Which can be done if I don't break it. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, comment and if anybody knows, Now, I was thinking a minute ago, I thought there was 5 frets. Well, there was. This is the one that we, in great jubilation, hung on the wall. And I thought, oh, I wonder if it's on that, and I didn't see it. But I've checked here, and there's nothing on this one either. So, yeah, it's definitely not here. Well, I shouldn't say definitely, but I'm probably 99% sure that we don't have it. Okay, I know I'm beating this to death, but if we look in the section where we're supposed to assemble these ladders, and it shows how to, put the platforms on and what have you, it doesn't show anything about those hanging brackets or hangers or whatever you want to call them. Now this is for the one that goes midship, and then if we flip over, okay, and here's tell us how to make the 2 ladders for the stern. Like there's 4 altogether. We've made them already, of course. There's nothing. They're just not there. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm going to wait for the comments to come in and see if anybody knows anything. Okay, I know I keep putting these back in the tin because they're a lot safer in the tin than out of the tin. But I was setting up here to drill these little holes out. I don't know if you can see it. Probably going to go out of focus there. But, well, I'll put the macro lens on in a minute. And if we check, you should be able to see that because we used the airbrush to paint these things and not the paintbrush, the holes didn't get filled in. And I just want to cut a little piece of easy line here, and like I know there's 100 feet of this, and it stretches 5 to 1 or something, but still we don't want to waste it. Tony got us this, I believe, in Toronto. There should be enough here to do what we're going to do on the hood here. I'm thinking there will be, because I'm not planning on doing a whole lot. Probably won't do a whole lot on the Rodney either. As I said before, just enough to make it look believable, to make it look good. And then if I get the Iowa or the Missouri, and I think there's a pretty good chance I'll be doing that. Don't know if I'll be able to build them, but build it rather. But you know, I'm getting tired here. I can't even talk. Maybe it's time to. Okay, let's just nip off a little tiny piece here. No use taking any more than we need, right? Okay. I'll put the macro lens on, and then we'll just see how easy it is to poke this through the hole. I know you can't see it that far back. Okay, I will put the macro lens on in a minute here, but I just wanted you to see how everything was situated, because once we zoom in this area here, you won't know what's going on further out. And the reason I've got everything like this is to keep these holes in question as close together as possible. And that way, because the camera is going to be coming in at a bit of an angle, it's hard to have everything in focus unless it's close together. Like I say, I'm getting tired and I'm not making any sense here. Okay, let's get that macro lens on before I fall asleep. Well, there's plenty of wiggle room there. Now you can see that the holes that are on the stringers that are on the underside, I'm not going to we're not going to flip these over, because I can just see by looking at it here. But we got lots of room going on there. I mean, that easy line it looks tiny now. Well, we thought those holes were small. Let's try this one way down the bottom here. If I can get the angle right. No, anyway, trust me, it's going to work. Okay, we'll see you in the morning. Okay, it is morning, as you can see. And our sunrise at the moment is absolutely brilliant. We're going to probably have to put this one at the end of today's video, if it works out. Alright, now if you watch the rollback, you will know that I'm planning on using easy line to go in the little holes that are in the bottom there where this finger is. And then we're going to run it up to, where are we here? We're going to run it up to this davit right here. So this has to mount on the side of the ship here on that ledge. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and CA it right on the ledge. I will recompose here so that you can see what I'm doing. Right now I got it set because I wanted you to see the sunrise in the surveillance monitor. Wow, I don't remember seeing it like that for a long time. That is really, really nice. Yeah, it almost takes your breath away. It's just brilliant. Anyway, okay, what are we doing here? Yeah, it doesn't take much to distract me, does it? Okay, let me just recompose here, and you'll get to see the sunrise probably at the end of today's video. Okay, I'm thinking for this one, maybe we will try and use the helping hands here. You know, I don't want to scratch the hull red with the metal there. It's getting pretty close. Now, believe it or not, this is the first time I'm trying this. See, I want to have it so that it's going to be at the right angle when I take the pressure off. I'm just doing a dry run here now. That looks pretty good to me. Just let me, it could be that the platform is a little bit tilted this way. If I could lower this, see if I can get a different grab on it here. I don't want to bend this bottom part either. It's squeezing pretty hard here. It's slightly more level now, but I think this is going to work out okay. Okay, I think if I just pull the helping hands back very, very slightly, and it's probably going to drop down. Okay, maybe not either. No. Now let's try and get it back on there before it starts to cure. I wonder if I was to maybe lean something up against it. Wonder if Kevin's coffee cup would work. No, it doesn't want to get in there. Maybe Mr. T's poking device? There. Okay, let's just leave that now. Probably will. I'm going to just let it. I'm going to let it slow cure. I'm not going to rush it with the curing agent. I think it'll be a stronger fit. You know, it probably the railing that you see there up against the side of the superstructure is touching, and I'm thinking it might be advisable just to try and put just a little bit of like that. I can always repaint with the 22 later. Okay, that'll make it a lot stronger when we take the supports away. Now I was kind of entertaining the idea of maybe threading the easy line through those holes before we fasten it on, and just have, you know, a little extra sticking out, and then just run it up to the davit. I had thought it was going to be this davit that we were going to be fastening it to, but I can see now that it makes a lot more sense to use this one, or maybe both. I don't know yet. No, I don't think so. I think probably we'll be using this davit right here, because the other one will be at too much of an acute angle. It just wouldn't look realistic. Anyway, I'm pretty good at threading needles and stuff like that, so I'm not too worried about not being able to very carefully get in there and thread this stuff. Yeah, this is amazing stuff. Oh, and by the way, our sun is up. It's still as nice. It lost that ruby red look that it had, but I think it's the kind of sunrise that might make a good time lapse, because there was a lot of clouds floating by, you might say. So I'll probably take an hour's worth of the sunrise and compress it into a minute, and all being well, and then I'll attach it at the end of today's episode. Well, here's what's happened. If it looks different, it's because it is. I'm guessing about, 15, 20 minutes ago, I came back to the model table and I was sort of readjusting everything, and I think what might have happened is I caught the cord here that goes up to the camera, and or maybe comes down to the camera, you might say, and I pulled on the. Now I didn't see it happen, so I'm not sure. All I know is I pulled the helping hands pretty violently, and of course it pulled the ladder off the side of the ship, and I've had to re-glue it back on. So it's about, I'm guessing about 15 minutes now that the glue's on there. I don't know if I think I better give it a little bit longer. Okay. I watched what I was doing a little bit better this time. I'm guessing close to another hour has passed here. And I finished up with our sunrise time lapse. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this screwdriver to sort of very gently ease these tweezers apart and then see if I could just pull it back. I found some different music to go with our sunrise. I've been using the same stuff over and over again for some of that goes back literally years. Anyway, maybe I should move in a little bit here. Why don't I stick the macro lens on, and then you can, we can all laugh together when this snaps off again. Okay. Now, a moment ago I accidentally bumped the model. I thought I saw it move a little bit. And I'm hoping that I didn't put any why is this not letting go? Why is this not letting go? You know what happened? I think I know what happened. The rubber on the tweezers from squeezing on so hard on that sharp edge of the stringer. Okay, well, let's not cry about it here. Let's just rearrange something, get a pair of metal tweezers on there, and yeah, that's what's happened. Let's see if I can show that to you here. The rubber on the tweezer got the photo etch bit into it. At least that's what I'm thinking happened. Okay. Well, we tried. Okay, well let's stop crying about it here and rearrange. Now, I don't want to accidentally bend the railing or anything here, because if I do, it's going to be really hard to straighten out later without breaking this off. Now, is it down on that ledge? Where do I pull it back here? I'm just going to have to gently get in there. Now, where is it? We will get this, folks. We will get this. Maybe I'm a little bit too high with my... I'd like to get it back in exactly the same place as it was before. Alright. Now, I do have photo etch, so you know what? I'm going to have to take it off and clean that up just a little bit here. In fact, I may as well press stop, I guess. Okay, I did clean off the photo etch piece. I don't know if this is going to make it better or worse. See, I've already done this twice now, and I've got a bit of a build-up going on there. I just want to get that ledge cleaned out. And here we go again. Good thing I can edit out the dead spots, right? Okay, that looks good. Now my CA applicator. Alright, we'll let that cure. Then when I pull the tweezers back, it should stay there, right? At least that's the plan. Now, can I get any CA along that railing? Like I know it's going to make a bit of a mess. And it could be that railing is not touching the... Oh, I bumped it. Okay, don't touch it now. Let's just leave it for a while. Okay, we've left it for a while. But while I was editing out those last few scenes, I didn't know it, but it sort of slumped on me. It wasn't like that when I left it, so it's probably going to stay there now. But I'll move you around here, and you'll be able to see. It's not straight. So I'm going to have to work on that later, I guess. You know what? That's going to have to be in tomorrow's rollback. Yeah, and about the sunrise, it's about a minute long. And about the popcorn, it doesn't mean that because it's not calorie free, I'm never going to have popcorn again. I'm probably going to have some tonight. I just won't be eating it by the bushel like I used to when I thought it was, calorie free. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.